Delhi AAP minister resigns after a row over his presence at a conversion event, under fire for attending a Buddhist conversion ceremony. The AAP cabinet minister Rajendra Pal Gautam resigns ahead of the Gujarat polls. Is the Aam Aadmi Party dependent on the politics of competitive Hinduism? The Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Shiv Sena has given a list of 3 names and symbols for the upcoming by-election in Mumbai's Andheri East. The Shiv Sena Balasaheb Thackeray is the first choice for the name, sources in the EC say. In an NDTV town hall, Congress leader Tharoor concedes that the party's quest to elect a new chief, its first non-Gandhi boss in over 2 decades, was off to a shaky start with the introduction of a pro-establishment candidate in his opponent, Mallikarjuna Kharge. As unseasonable October rains continue, the IMD issues an orange category rain alert for 5 states. In Barabanki, a farmer commits suicide after crop damage. 50 to 70% of paddy destroyed, wheat plantation delayed. And Deepika Padukone on a mental health program outreach speaks to NDTV, says, had her mother not identified her symptoms, she would not know what state she would be in today.
Well, had my mother as a caregiver not identified my signs and symptoms, I don't know what state I would be in today.
Delhi's Social Welfare Minister Rajendra Pal Gautam resigned on Sunday following vigorous protests by the BJP over his presence at a religious conversion event in Delhi on Friday. This at a time when the BJP has slammed his participation at this meet, calling it communally divisive. Speaking to NDTV, Mr. Gautam denied resigning under pressure, but by accepting his resignation is the hour playing competitive Hindutva ahead of the Gujarat elections.
Mr. Rajendra Pal Gautam, the Aam Aadmi Party minister who's resigned, is with us. Thanks, sir, very much for being with us. Gautam ji, क्या आपको इस्तीफा देने के लिए मजबूर किया गया है या आप अपने मर्जी से इस्तीफा दे चुके हैं?
नहीं, मैं अपनी मर्जी से दे रहा हूं, मुझे किसी ने मजबूर नहीं किया, क्योंकि मैं इस बात से आहत हूं कि आए दिन हमारी बहन बेटियों की इज्जत लूट के उनकी हत्याएं की जा रही हैं। मूंछ रखने पे हमारे भाइयों का कत्ल हो रहा है, घड़े छूने पे हमारे बच्चों का कत्ल हो रहा है, और उस पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कोई नेता, देश के प्रधानमंत्री, गृहमंत्री एक शब्द भी नहीं बोलते हैं। मैं इससे आहत हूं। और ऊपर से देखने में यह आ रहा है कि किसी बहन के साथ बलात्कार करके और हत्या करके जिनको सजा हुई हो उनको छोड़ दिया जा रहा है और उनको माला पहना के मिठाई खिलाई जा रही है और उसके ऊपर कोई भी नहीं बोलता। हम किस तरफ, भारत को हम किस तरफ ले जा रहे हैं?
पर गौतम जी, गुजरात चुनाव के पहले क्या आपको लगता है कि आपके पार्टी, आम आदमी पार्टी, कंपेटिटिव हिंदुत्व में फंस चुकी है?
नहीं, आम आदमी पार्टी गुजरात में जीतने वाली है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो इतने लंबे समय से लोगों में डर पैदा करके सत्ता कब्जाए हुए है, उनका आधार खिसक रहा है, जनाधार। लोग हमारी पार्टी को आशा की उम्मीद की किरण से देख रहे हैं।
नहीं गौतम जी, मैं इसलिए पूछ रहा हूं क्योंकि बीजेपी को कहना था कि ये धम्म चक्र परिवर्तन दिवस जहां आप गए थे ये एंटी हिंदू है, और आप अटेंड किए थे, उसके कुछ ही दिनों बाद आपने अपना इस्तीफा दे दिया है। बीजेपी को कहना है ये एंटी हिंदू इसलिए है क्योंकि वहां 3 वचन थे। आई शैल हैव नो फेथ इन ब्रह्मा विष्णु एंड महेश्वरा, आई शैल हैव नो फेथ इन रामा एंड कृष्णा, आई शैल हैव नो फेथ इन गौरी एंड गणपति। अर्थात उनको कहना है कि ये वचन जब था वहां और ये एंटी हिंदू है और ये गलत है, और अब आप इस्तीफा दे चुके हैं अपने पार्टी से गुजरात चुनाव के पहले।
नहीं, ये गलत कह रहे हैं। सही बताएं तो ये मानवतावादी 22 प्रतिज्ञाएं हैं, जिसमें सबको एक मानव के तौर पे सबका मान सम्मान करना और हर मानव कल्याण के का हक और अधिकार की इज्जत करना, झूठ ना बोलना, व्यभिचार ना करना, चोरी ना करना, किसी प्रकार का नशा ना करना, इंसान को बराबर दृष्टि से देखना, ये टोटल 22 प्रतिज्ञाएं। आप उनको 22 को टोटल पढ़िए। जब आप इन टोटल पढ़ेंगे तो आप ये पाएंगे इन्हीं 22 प्रतिज्ञाओं को भारत सरकार के मोदी जी के केंद्रीय मंत्री रहते हुए सामाजिक न्याय अधिकारिता मंत्री जी ने डॉक्टर अंबेडकर लाइफ एंड स्पीचेज के अंदर वॉल्यूम 17 के अंदर छपवाया। इन्हीं 22 प्रतिज्ञाओं को इसी भारत की सरकार ने, मोदी जी की सरकार ने, भाजपा सरकार ने छपवाया, और इसी सरकार ने नागपुर में दीक्षा भूमि में एक शिलापट पर ये 22 प्रतिज्ञा लिखकर वहां छपवाई है। वहां पे महाराष्ट्र के मुख्यमंत्री के तौर पर फडणवीस शामिल हुए, और इस बार वहां पर दो केंद्रीय मंत्री उस दीक्षा समारोह में शामिल हुए जहां 22 प्रतिज्ञा ली गई है, जिसमें गडकरी जी भी शामिल हुए हैं और उसके अंदर जो है रामदास अठावले जी भी शामिल हुए हैं।
एक अंतिम सवाल,
ये तो केवल एक धार्मिक उन्माद पैदा करने के लिए ये सब एक बात बना रहे हैं।
And Congress leader Shashi Tharoor has on Sunday conceded that the party's quest to elect a new chief, its first non-Gandhi boss in over 2 decades, has taken off on a shaky start with the introduction of a pro-establishment candidate in his opponent Mallikarjuna Kharge. Speaking to NDTV in an exclusive town hall, he says that there are some aspects to suggest an uneven playing field. While he says he has the support of the workers on the ground, he also said that some leaders had told him that they were under pressure to back Mr. Kharge, though he claims that the top leadership of the party has remained neutral.
Shashi Tharoor, now you're in the thick of it. When we last spoke, you were just about to file your nomination. At that time, you told me, and this is actually before Mr. Kharge's name was announced, you'd said very confidently that there is going to be no official candidate. Sonia Gandhi had promised you there is going to be no Gandhi-backed candidate. Now you're up against Mallikarjuna Kharge, who by all accounts very much seems like the official candidate.
You're not asking me to doubt the word of my party president, are you?
I'm going by, what was widely reported and accepted.
No, look, that's surmise. I mean, the Gandhi family has made it very clear, not just to me, and indeed to the man who briefly considered a candidacy, Digvijay Singh, but also through the Chief Election Authority, Mr. Mistry. She's had the press told that there is no official candidate, the Gandhi family is neutral in this race, and what is more, Mistry added that if anybody goes around saying otherwise,
yes,
it is not true. And he said it twice. Ye baat sahi nahi hai. He said it twice. I put the video out on YouTube, on my social media. The fact is,
yes,
I'm assuming that there is no official candidate, but you're right in your question that some people in the party are implying otherwise and trying to influence voters with that theory.
No, but are you saying that when you say that the Gandhis assured you, the fact that Mr. Kharge was appointed at the last minute, he was asked to file his nomination, we are told that K.C. Venugopal, who's very close to the Gandhi family, Rahul Gandhi's key aide, he was the one who actually called and informed Mr. Kharge that he should contest. Are you still... I mean, look, Shashi Tharoor, public, as they say, public sab janti hai. This is not just you and me in the room. The public is here. Are you seriously going to sit here and say that he was not appointed with the full blessing of the Gandhis?
I seriously have no choice but to take the word of my party president, the former president, the entire Gandhi family, who said there's no official candidate and who have instructed the chief election officer of the Congress party to say the same thing. Now, I'm not going to sit here disbelieving what I've been told. I'm prepared to believe that others, even those you describe as close or whatever, may have conveyed a different message, but this is not coming from them.
You didn't feel at all disappointed or cheated when his name was announced, when Mr. Kharge's name was announced?
Look, I have always expected that if there will be a senior leader in the race, the establishment was bound to rally behind him. And that's been apparent from the signatures collected on his nomination form, the people who accompanied him to submit it, and now, of course, the behavior we've seen of party colleagues on the campaign trail, where you find that wherever Mr. Kharge goes, there are grandees of the Congress party greeting him, garlanding him, accompanying him, seating alongside him. Whereas wherever I go, there's ordinary karyakartas, genuinely simple folks who haven't received any such instruction to go and support the quote-unquote unofficial official candidate as you guys are describing.
No, when you now mentioned this almost 3 times, that there are people in the party who are sending that signal. Instructions are being sent. Who are these people sending those instructions?
How would I know? I'm not the one getting those instructions.
Well, you can watch that interview in its entirety on our website. We're going in for a short break. There's more coming up. Don't go away. And it's a Sena versus Sena over their party symbol and name, both of which have been suspended by the Election Commission. What happens next? Will the battle for the legacy of Balasaheb Thackeray be defined by the name and symbol picked by either side? Soit Mishra reports.
After the decision of the Election Commission of India on Saturday to freeze the symbol of bow and arrow as well as the party name Shiv Sena. On Sunday, a series of meetings happened in both the factions, the Shinde faction as well as the Thackeray faction. Right now, we are at Malabar Hill. What we see behind me is the Varsha Bungalow, the official Chief Minister's residence, where meeting is going on between the MLAs as well as MPs along with the Chief Minister, and strategies are being made on what to do next. If we talk about the day, in the afternoon, there was a meeting that was held at Martoshri, the bungalow of Uddhav Thackeray, and over there also strategies were being made. In fact, later Uddhav Thackeray also did a Facebook live, and he announced that now they have given 3 new party names as well as 3 new symbols through which they want to contest the upcoming Andheri East by-polls. The 3 symbols that were given by them included a rising sun, number 1. The other one was a torch, which is a mashal, and the third one was a trishul. Also, there were 3 new names, party names that were given. Number 1 was Shiv Sena Balasaheb Thackeray. Second one was Shiv Sena Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray, and the third one was Shiv Sena Balasaheb Prabodhankar Thackeray. So these were the names that were given. Apart from that, while addressing through his Facebook live, Uddhav Thackeray also attacked the Shinde faction, saying that Eknath Shinde is being used by the BJP, and after Shiv Sena is over, he will be thrown out as well. So these were the things that he said. He also said that these 40 Ravans, because Eknath Shinde has 40 MLAs with him, these 40 Ravans ensure that the bow and arrow that Prabhu Sri Ram used to use, that has been, the election commission decided to freeze that symbol. So these were the types of attacks that was done by Uddhav Thackeray. On the other hand, by Monday afternoon 2 p.m, both the factions have to submit their names as well as their political symbols. Now, there is an issue that will come up over here, because as Uddhav Thackeray is using the name of Balasaheb Thackeray, Eknath Shinde is also doing the same since the day he decided to rebel against his own party. If you remember, be it the Dasara rally or be it since the beginning, he has been saying that he is following Balasaheb Thackeray's ideology. So it is quite possible that when his party name is being formed, he will be using the name Balasaheb Thackeray in that as well. So what will happen before the Election Commission of India will be very important to see. But series of meetings are going on in several places in both the factions, and what happens on Monday at 2 p.m, the deadline that has been given by the Election Commission of India is by 2 p.m, and before that both the parties have to submit 3 names as well as 3 symbols. Uddhav Thackeray faction has done that. What will be the names and symbols that will be submitted by the Shinde faction will be very important to see. In Mumbai, with camera person Dhanesh, Sohit Mishra, NDTV.
All right, there's been a building collapse in Old Delhi, and 3 persons were told have died in this building collapse due to the excessive rain. This is the building collapse that took place in Old Delhi in the Farash Khana area. And finally, ahead of World Mental Health Day, Deepika Padukone's mental health foundation, Live, Love, Laugh, is expanding its rural community mental health program to Tharoor, to Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu, and NDTV's Arun Singh followed her through the day in the village, caught up with a chat along with her therapist and board trustee, Anna Chande.
Hi, I'm Arun Singh. We're coming to you from a village in Thiruvallur district, which is around 44 kilometers from the capital city of Chennai of Tamil Nadu. And, you know, this house has typical elements of every rural household that you would see. You know, there are these calendars with deities on it, the CRT TV. But what you don't expect is a big Hindi film star in houses like these. But that unexpected thing has happened, and a very warm welcome to Deepika Padukone and also Anna Chande here. We are talking Live Love Foundation, and so glad that you're doing this. And groundwork is so important when it comes to, you know, any NGO. Mental health is one issue that you've spoken very extensively on, and now the groundwork has started in the rural belt. Which was that one moment where you realized, okay, now I have to expand, and then we have to go beyond urban areas? Was there any moment, any anecdote? What was it?
I think soon after my first interview with NDTV that we had done with Barkha back in 2015, I think the days immediately after that, I think, made us realize how big the problem is, how vast the problem is, how deep the problem is. And it wasn't just an urban problem. And that mental illness chooses not to spare anyone in that sense. You know, it can affect anyone, any gender, any age group. You could be from any profession. And so I think that's pretty much when we realized that it's not just an urban issue, you know, and I think when we set up the foundation and we felt internally we had the capability to partner with, you know, with people who could deliver our programs, is when we decided to expand into doing rural work as well.
You're visiting a lot of families, Deepika, and you have been very, I mean, every event that we see your family traveling with you. Very recently, you were in Paris also working for LB. We saw your family. How important is it a family's role when it comes to dealing with mental health illness?
Oh, it's extremely crucial. It's extremely crucial. I mean, even in my own personal journey, the role of the caregiver has been extremely important. That's why my mother's here with us today. That's why my sister is so passionately, you know, has been a part of the cause for many, many years. And also, therefore, when I hear the stories of caregivers, I understand how important, equally important, that is as well. And the emotional well-being of a caregiver is as important as the emotional well-being of the person experiencing mental illness. In my own case, for example, had my mother as a caregiver not identified my signs and symptoms, not in my moment of vulnerability, had she not had the presence of mind to tell me to or help me reach out to the professionals, I don't know what state I would be in today. You know, ensuring I, you know, was regular with my treatment, with my, you know, consultations with the doctors and things like that. And of course, it takes a toll on the caregiver as well. And it's not, you know, and that's not something new. I think caregivers in general, whether it is mental illness or any other form of illness, it takes a toll on a caregiver. And I think this district in particular, we seem to be focusing on that a lot more. You know, we have programs where once a month all the carers come together, they form a group, they share their stories and their thoughts and their ideas, and they feel like a community. They don't feel like they're alone. And I think not feeling alone is such a huge part of this issue, because we all suffer in silence. We're all struggling in silence. And I think a large part of what we're trying to do here is bring the community together, the community of people with mental illness, but also the community of caregivers. Bring them together, share, you know, each other's stories, and know that you're not alone and that we're all in this together.
There must be one wish list or something on agenda which you want to achieve in, let's say, 5 years to come.
Well, I don't think now is the time to throw statistics, but honestly, I think more from an emotional perspective, and also because we're here now almost celebrating 7 years of the foundation. I think if I really had to summarize it, you know, and I'd said this a couple of years ago as well, that for me, if mental health and access to mental health care can become as, say, as accessible as, say, gyms are today, that for me would be a huge sign of success for the foundation.
Well, that's the news at this hour. Thanks for joining us.